The first sign of positivity has emerged in the ongoing hostilities between Israel and Hamas, as the first day of the four-day truce yesterday ended with the swapping of 24 Hamas-held hostages with Palestinian prisoners in Israeli cells. The international observers have emphasized that the warring sides should try to capitalize on this positive development by making the pauses in fighting prolonged and permanent for the peaceful solutions to the ongoing crisis. Good morning, I'm Sarah Sapsanamma. Let's begin with the headlines of the hour. Over 8,000 beneficiaries denied Social Security allowance, elderly citizens not registered in the system due to lapses of local levels. 4 people, including 3 minors, killed as a fire engulfs a house in Bardia. 1 more injured in the inferno, undergoing treatment at the district hospital. 24 Hamas-held hostages released under separate deal on the first day of the 4-day truce yesterday. Israel responds by releasing 39 Palestinian detainees from its prison. And FIFA to investigate the incident of crowd violence at Maracana Stadium during Brazil vs Argentina World Cup qualifier match. At least 4 people, including 3 children, have died in a fire incident last night in Tulapur of Bardia's headquarters, Gularia. 1 other individual has been injured in the incident who is receiving treatment in District Hospital, Gularia. The deceased have been identified as 18-month-old Kartik Chand, 7-year-old Chris Chand, 10-year-old Manasi Budha and 36-year-old Radha Budha. District Police Office has said the fire has been brought under control and the injured Krishna Chand receiving treatment. Electricity supply was cut off in the house 4 days ago, and the incident, according to police, was caused by firewood that the family had lit to stay warm. Two more victims of Jajarkot earthquake, compelled to live in makeshift tents, have succumbed to plummeting cold temperatures. The deceased are 53-year-old Ram Silam Giri of Kusherul municipality and 28-year-old Dhankumari Khatri of Nalgad municipality. This takes the death toll so far due to cold-related ailments to 10. The deceased victim Giri was an asthma patient, while Khatri had heart-related ailments, along with arthritis. Various stakeholders have expressed grave concerns, saying that victims were dying due to the lack of proper shelter, which could have been averted. Meanwhile, Chief Doctor at the district hospital has said the number of patients of cold are increasing. Around 100 patients have been reaching the hospital on a daily basis. Earlier, 2 deaths due to cold were reported, each from Bheri municipality, Barekut rural municipality and Nalgad municipality, and 1 each from Theragad and June Jade. Students in Dharma rural municipality in Salyan are compelled to study under the open sky, as majority schools in the district have been damaged by the November 3rd earthquake. Very few schools have arranged for tents to conduct classes. There are schools that are just partially damaged, but they are not in a condition to operate at the moment. The Janajyoti Secondary School, for instance, has arranged for 6 tents for students between grade 3 to 12. However, the arrangement still lacks basic teaching materials, including a board, while the open classrooms have noisy environment that interrupt the class operation. The situation is even worse for Andhra Nasag Basic Education School in Dharma Rural Municipality, where the students are studying in an open ground. The Dharma Rural Municipality has been the worst affected, as it borders Rukum West and Jajarkot. 21 of the 34 schools in the region have sustained damages. This has directly affected over 2,500 students. Over 8,000 beneficiaries are going to be denied the Social Security allowance due to an error on behalf of the local levels. These beneficiaries will fail to avail the first installment of first 3 months of the ongoing fiscal year. The scenario has emerged due to failure to renew their names in time in the government's Social Security system. The service seekers are required to renew their name every year by reaching the local ward office. According to Department of National ID and Civil Registration, at least 8,000 service seekers have lodged a complaint following their failure to receive the allowance of 3 months. The department has said that the allowance now cannot be sent in the given scenario. The department has said that the situation has also resulted due to inability of local levels to inform the service seekers in time. Local bodies in the meantime has requested the department to release the allowance to the concerned beneficiaries. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal has requested visiting Qatari minister to take the necessary initiative for the release of Nepali student Bipin Joshi, who has been held hostage by Hamas group since 7th of October. Premier Dahal made the request during a meeting with Qatar's Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Sultan bin Saad Al Muraiki, yesterday. The Prime Minister urged the Qatari minister to take the initiative for the release of Bipin Joshi, as Hamas is releasing 50 hostages in the 4-day truce period that began yesterday. Minister Al Muraiki assured Prime Minister Dahal regarding Qatari initiation to release Joshi. During the meeting, Prime Minister Dahal also lauded the mediatory role played by Qatar. Likewise, Minister for Foreign Affairs NP Saud also urged the Qatar government for efforts to release Nepali student Bipin Joshi. Minister Saud urged Al Muraiki for efforts to include Joshi in the list of 50 hostages that Hamas has agreed to release in the first phase. The meeting between the two ministers also focused on employment relations between the two countries, trade and investment exchange, cooperation and high-level visits. In our Public Voice segment, we've asked people in several provinces what should be done to improve government's capital expenditure. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
जति पनि ठेक्का पट्टाका विषयहरू छन् यी समयमा सम्पन्न गर्नका निम्ति सरकारले अलिकति कडी कडाई र नियमन गर्न जरुरी छ।
ठेकेदारहरूले समयमै काम गर्नु पर्यो। यदि समयमै काम भएन भने चाहिँ सरकारले तिनीहरूलाई कारबाही गर्नु पर्यो।
सरकारी चाहिँ अलिकति आर्थिक अनियमितताका कुराहरूलाई अलिकति सरकारले जोड दिनु पर्यो।
सरकारले ठुलठुला विकासका कामहरू बढाउनु पर्यो।
कम भन्दा कम चाहिँ राजस्व लिएर कलकारखानाको चाहिँ प्रोत्साहन गर्यो भने मात्रै सम्भव हुन्छ।
जनप्रतिनिधिहरूले पनि जो तलब भत्ता सुविधा लिने कुरा छ त्यसलाई कटौती गर्नुपर्छ।
योजना कार्यालयहरूमा कर्मचारीहरूलाई अलि लामो समयसम्म टिकाइ राख्नु पर्यो।
कृषिलाई नै प्राथमिकता दिएर अगाडि बढ्ने भने हाम्रो राष्ट्रिय आर्थिक उन्नति हुने एउटा उपाय म देख्दछु।
ठेकेदारहरूलाई समयमा काम गर्न लगाउनु पर्यो र बजेट निष्कासन समयमा गरिदिनु पर्यो।
विकासतिर बजेट ध्यान दिनु पर्यो।
कर्मचारी र जनप्रतिनिधिको तालमेल हुनु पर्यो।
चरणबद्ध रूपमा विकासका योजना तर्जुमाहरूको कार्यान्वयन गर्नु पर्यो।
सरकारको आम्दानी बढ्दा विकास बजेट पनि बढ्ला।
छुट्याएको बजेट निश्चित समयमा चाहिँ खर्च गर्ने प्रावधान सरकारले व्यवस्था गर्यो भने मात्रै चाहिँ विकास खर्च चाहिँ बढ्छ।
युवा शक्तिलाई कसरी हुन्छ अब आफ्नै देशमा चाहिँ रोजगार स्वरोजगारको व्यवस्था गर्ने।
सरकारको ध्यान जाओस् कि कुन ठाउँमा वास्तविक विकास हुनुपर्ने हो त्यो ठाउँमा विकास गर्नु।
काम गर्न नसक्ने ठेकेदारहरूले कारबाही मात्रै गरे पनि सरकारको विकास खर्च बढ्न सक्छ।
A research-based solo art exhibition titled Gurkha Women, an Echo in the Story, has begun in the capital's Nepal Art Council. The project by artist Susanna Thapa Shrish attempts to confront the ever-occurring historical phenomenon where the contribution of women lay entirely untouched, despite their unsung legacy of tenacity, bravery and resilience.
हाम्रो महिलाहरूको बारेमा सुन्न पाउँदैनौं, गोर्खा महिलाहरूको बारेमा स्पेशली। त्यसकारण चाहिँ यहाँ आएर चाहिँ एउटा केही सिक्ने, केही बुझ्ने, हाम्रो हिस्ट्रीको बारेमा, महिलाहरूको कन्ट्रिब्युसनको बारेमा बुझ्नको लागि चाहिँ सबैजनालाई यहाँ वेलकम छ।
The exhibition that reflects 200-year-old history also aims to commemorate 100 years of the Britain-Nepal Friendship Treaty signed in 1923. The artist hopes that visual arts curation on Gurkha women, the wives of Gurkha soldiers, captivates and inspires the audience. The exhibition has portraits of 50 Gurkha women from 6 different places across the country and is open to general public from today. It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. The question is, what's your say in the dispute among government bodies regarding employment promotional program? Your options are A, different priorities, B, program announced in haste, and C, excuse after lack of resources. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Time now for international update. On the first day of the 4-day truce in the Israel-Hamas warfare, 24 hostages held by Hamas have been released under 2 separate deals. 13 Israelis, 10 Thai nationals and 1 Filipino were released late yesterday. Soon after, 39 Palestinian detainees were released across the Beit-Tunia checkpoint in the West Bank. These 39 released Palestinians mainly include women and children languishing in the cells in Israel. Meanwhile, families of 13 Israeli hostages released by Hamas have spoken of their relief at their return. The group, which includes young children and elderly women, are now back in Israel after being brought by the Red Cross from Gaza into Egypt. 10 Thai nationals and 1 Filipino were also released by Hamas in a deal separate to the one mediated by Qatar. Under the terms of the Qatar deal, a total of 50 Israeli hostages and 150 Palestinian detainees are meant to be released over 4 days during a temporary pause in the fighting. The hostages released by Hamas on Friday were taken to an Egyptian hospital for medical assessments before being taken back to Israel. The released Israelis include 4 children aged 2, 4, 6 and 9, as well as an 85-year-old woman. Margaret Moses, who was 78 years old, was also among those released by Hamas. A cancer survivor, she was kidnapped from kibbutz Nir Oz by Hamas on 7th of October. Israel began attacking Gaza after the Hamas attacks last month, which killed 1,200 people and saw about 240 hostages taken. Gaza's Hamas-run health ministry has said more than 14,000 people have been killed in Israel's retaliatory campaign that includes the grim figure of 5,000 children dead. Pro-Palestinian demonstrators in Chicago, Illinois and Los Angeles, California held rallies to coincide with the Black Friday sales, with some aiming to shame shoppers at stores they accuse of supporting Israel. The protests held were part of a nationwide Shut It Down for Palestine Day of action in several cities across the U.S. The Black Friday sales day kicks off the holiday shopping season that is crucial to big retailers. Demonstrators surrounded Starbucks and Victoria's Secret branches in downtown Chicago, with some yelling "Shame on you" at shoppers inside as police ringed their stores' entrances. Protesters marching through Los Angeles accused U.S. President Joe Biden of being complicit in what they called Israel's genocide against Palestinians in Gaza. According to Israeli tallies, Hamas fighters killed 1,200 people in the October 7th attack and took about 240 hostages. Since then, Israel has rained bombs on the Hamas-ruled enclave, killing some 14,000 Gazans, around 40% of them children. United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres has warned that the world is facing a catastrophe. It was a result of melting ice caps during a visit to Antarctica with Chilean President Gabriel Boric. The two visited glaciers in the region as well as stopped to see a penguin colony. Guterres will speak on his experience during UN Climate Summit COP28 in Dubai next week, where he will call for action that matches the scale of the crisis the world is facing. World leaders will convene for the annual conference with the aim of keeping the Paris Agreement warming target of 1.5 degrees Celsius alive. As they stand, countries' emissions pledges would still put the world on track to warm by nearly 3 degrees Celsius this century, according to United Nations. Sizzling hot lava steamed down from the snow-covered slopes of Mount Etna late yesterday. A substantial lava flow was evident in Sicily's skyline, originating from a southeast crater of Europe's tallest and most active volcano. The National Institute of Geophysics and Volcanology of Etna Observatory issued a flight alert, Italy's ANSA news agency reported, adding the International Vincenzo Bellini Airport in Catania remained unaffected by the activity. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.